Elon families, welcome back to Between the Oaks, where we bring you interviews with some of Elon's most interesting and important people. I'm Will Robertson, Associate Director of Parent Engagement here at Elon, and we are happy today to welcome Kenny Brown, Elon class of 2019, who is the Assistant Director of First Generation Student Support Services. Now, Kenny, I had to read that title to make sure I got it right. That's quite a title you got there.
It is.
And so, for those not familiar with the term, let's start out setting a baseline. What is a first-gen student?
Yes, good question. So at Elon, a first-gen student is a student where neither parent nor legal guardians have a bachelor's degree, so a 4-year degree.
Okay. And so at Elon, on a campus of roughly 7,000 undergraduate students, how many students of those qualify as first-gen students?
So there's about 626 first-gen students, which shakes out to about 9% of the undergraduate student population.
Wow, okay. It's higher than I would have expected.
Yeah.
So, so your role, what sort of services are you providing to those students?
Yeah, so a lot of it really just involves around defining what their success looks like and how do we work with them to reach their goals. I care about the students graduating, but your graduation also doesn't matter if you didn't do anything in between. So for me, it's like, do you want to study abroad? Do you want to do research? Do you want to be a strong academic student? Like, what do you want to do to make the most of your time here? Mm-hmm. And we do that through our peer mentoring program that pairs first-year students with upper-class first-generation students. That peer mentoring program is connected to our living learning community, so first-generation students can have an opportunity to live together in community. We have our annual First Gen celebration every fall to celebrate and empower the dynamic community of first gen students. Our Stowe ceremony in May to celebrate our graduates, our seniors who are now trailblazing a new path after they leave Elon. We have a couple of financial support funds that can help students pursue an EOR, study abroad, research, internships, etc. And then we have our scholarship and opportunities fair, which really tries to break down the ideal of research. Research is not this big, scary thing that you can be intimidated by, but it can actually be a very real thing for you. And so how do we connect students to the departments or other organizations that have research opportunities for them on campus? So we do that alongside a whole variety of things, talking with them, supporting them. I have snacks in my office so they can come get a snack. So making sure that they do what they need to throughout the day.
Right, very good. So we're going to talk a little bit later more about kind of your background and stuff like that, but why this role? Like, why is this something that you were passionate enough to make a career out of?
No, yeah, I mean, for me, I want to work with young people, and I want to make sure that people have the resources that they need to be successful. And first generation students, they have unique challenges. They may not have someone in their immediate family who knows what this college thing is about. Maybe they might have someone, but maybe that college experience is a bit different than the past. So making sure that they have someone that they can talk to, that they can go to in times of need. My big thing for my first gen students is making sure that they have a community. Yes, your papers matter, your grades matter, even your involvement matters, but making sure that you have someone you can call when it gets tough. That's what I want people to realize and to have before they graduate. And I know for me, that was helpful having a strong community. That's my work. I tell people my job is to build a stronger first gen community.
And you and I had talked the other day kind of about there are some misconceptions, I think, about first gen students, and people kind of think they're this monolith where they're all the same. What does that community look like from a diversity of all different types?
Yeah, so it's a vast community. One of the main parts is that lots of people can put first gen and low income together. While historically and naturally, there's some correlations there, or not correlation, but there are similarities there.
Sure.
At Elon's campus, there are a lot of first gen students who might not come from a low income background. And so for them, support might look different. Historically, you see lots of first gen students are students of color. At Elon, a majority of first gen students are white students, followed by Hispanic and Latinx students, followed by our Black and African American students. And so that is just a whole different population as well. And then also some students might not be loud and proud about their first generation identity more publicly. We did a survey. Lots of students are proud to be first generation, but there's a significant chunk that tries to not bring any attention to their first generation status. And so for us, it's important to be in the rooms where students are at, whether they're in Mosley, in the Creed, at students events, so that way that they know that, oh, Kenny is a resource, he's around, I can go to him if I need anything.
Right. And Kenny, so the folks watching this will be families of Elon students of all different types. And so if my student is not a first gen student, why is what you do important to them if it doesn't seem like they're being directly impacted?
Yeah, I mean, your student might be friends with other first-year students. Also, every student can benefit from knowing what does their ideal of success looks like. College is a wonderful time to begin to answer that question. And so being able to talk with your student about like, well, what do you want to do before you graduate? How has your involvement shaped what you're doing now? Are there things that have surprised you so far about college? I mean, those questions are not just specific to first-year students, but to all students, especially as they come home for winter break, come home for other breaks, and as you all trying to get a better understanding. We're just trying to bridge the gap of having better conversations when they go home.
Sure. All right, so now it's time to go back in time a little bit.
Yeah.
Let's go back to, I guess it was probably like 2015 or
Yeah,
so, where you, Kenny, are deciding about college and where to go to college. How did, like, first of all, where are you from and that sort of thing, and how did Elon kind of get on your radar and you make the decision to come to Elon as a student?
Yeah. So I'm from North Carolina. I'm from Greensboro, and so, but I didn't really hear about Elon until my senior year. But I knew I wanted to be a sports anchor. That's what I came to Elon for. I was looking up different communications programs. I saw Elon had a emerging good comm school, and so I thought, oh, I'll apply and go to Elon. And then I got in. Obviously, I'm not on ESPN or Fox Sports.
You're just on Between the Oaks, right?
Yeah, yes, exactly. But yeah, I decided to come to Elon, and I was a part of the Odyssey Scholarship Program. And so for me, coming from a low-income community and having a program like Odyssey helped not just cover the financial part, but also help provide those wraparound services. Other types of community supports that I've mentioned played a big factor in me deciding to come to Elon. And also, I want to be able to do that for first-year students on campus. I might not have the financial support like an Odyssey program, but providing students with the resources and the capabilities for them to be able to find people is something that I want to be a part of, and something that I want to create for other students currently.
Yeah, and you, I mean, doing a little bit of research, it seemed like you really took advantage of your student experience. You did a lot of. What are some of a handful of the big things that you did while you were a student here?
Yeah, I studied abroad in Scotland during the fall of my junior year, which was an amazing experience. I met some really good friends when I was over there. I was involved in our student government association as class president, and eventually served as student body president during my senior year. And then I was just generally around, whether it was at sporting events, student events. Kenny was somewhere to be found.
Right.
So yeah.
And then when you graduated, in the meantime, before you came back, you went to Indiana and got your master's degree.
Got my master's at IU in Bloomington. Go Hoosiers.
Yeah, there you go. Having a great football season this year.
Great football season.
And so what drew you back? So you've been here just over a year, right, in your current role. What was it that drew you back, that made you want to come back to Elon as a staff member?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is being able to give back to a place that has given me so much. Why not make an impact in a place that I call home, and a place that has shaped me and supported me, and to be able to do the same for students on campus.
And what's it been like being back on campus in a different role?
Yeah, it definitely has been different, but it's been good. It's been fun. It's being, people talk about Elon being this magical place, and so being a part of making that magic happen is such a rewarding experience. Hard at times, tough at times, but seeing how the students respond to the things that we're doing, seeing students engage and forming those relationships with them has truly been a joy.
Awesome. Well, Kenny, I really appreciate you taking the time to join us today. I think that was really impressive and important work that you're doing. If a parent, that's watching this wants to get in touch with you or learn more about the program, what's the best way for them to do that?
The best way, you can follow us on Instagram at Elon First Gens, or you can send me an email, firstgen@elon.edu.
Awesome, Kenny. Well, again, thank you so much for joining us, and thanks to Brandon and Jennifer, our crew, for another great episode of Between the Oaks, and we'll look forward to seeing you next month.